Welcome to Tabletop Tactics. Folks, welcome back to Tabletop Tactics with myself, Lawrence, and Mr. Beards, in the third of our Colours of Chaos series.
What's today's colour?
Army showcases with armies painted by Siege Studios. Today the colour is blue, or perhaps you'd like to call it teal, I don't know. Ooh, I'm going to say blue. Teal. The blue of the Thousand Suns. All this dust, dusty blue. So this is the third Chaos Army that Siege has painted for us. Yeah. And in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to go over how the project came to life. We're going to show you the beautiful miniatures that have been painted. You're going to get to feast your eyes upon them as a showcase. And we'll talk about some of our favourite models and how the commission process works.
Oh, yes.
So the old Thousand Suns.
Well, this was the first Chaos Legion that was revamped.
That's right.
The old Thousand Suns.
That's right.
It was breathed some life.
Exactly.
The Chaos Space Marines. And all of the Chaos Space Marine fans are like, why can't my models look cool like that? So this was a bit of a unique one because they hadn't really been done before. We hadn't had like an old version of this army.
Right.
So what was the vision, as it were, for phase one? The
vision, because again, like this was a massive deal back in the day, and this was actually the first, it was the second large army. We'd done a much smaller commission with Siege Studios in the small Ultramarines force back in the day, but this was like the first major force, which was done almost alongside / on the back of a Dark Angels Raven Wing force. And the same artist that did both from Siege Studios. And I always loved the Thousand Suns, but I didn't have any inspiration per se.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, you know, can you come up with a scheme similar to the box art, but still, you know, make it your own? Obviously, the Primarch had been revealed, Magnus Range is really awesome. We wanted to see something really special with that. And he had all of the Zangor and the Tzeentch demons. And we wanted definitely them to tie into the force so that they look like part of it. And so, yeah, I filled out the spec sheet and I was like, look, I'm open to suggestion here, but had lots of magnetisation done, so that helped us with the, making models more universally usable in the game. And yeah, started to get couple of test schemes back. And we got this beautiful blue, which I think, is it called Ahriman blue?
I have no idea.
Yeah, anyway, I think it is actually like the official GW sort of take on Tzeentch blue. And then the way that the gold was applied across the force with this really lovely, almost magenta, but it's a purple, that can go into red on Magnus, cloaks and spot colours throughout, made it feel like the Thousand Suns in terms of that regal but arcane nobility. Yeah. Done really, really well. Things like the blue-green fire on the braziers, on the backpacks there are really, really cool. And there were plenty of opportunity for spot colours, but it's a funny one, the Thousand Suns, because of course they are like ultimately automatons, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can't give them too much, well, certainly like the Terminators and the normal Rubers, you can't give them too much personality because they are just dust.
They are just dust.
Essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
And you sort of get that. I mean, like when you look at them, like you could argue, it's like, we've not done very much detail with the lenses, but I think if they were like really vibrant and deep lenses, it wouldn't feel quite right.
No.
But then when you go on to the sorcerers, They do have the life there.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is very clever.
They do have the life there. Yeah. So in this particular force, because I actually commissioned like 9 sorcerers, like a full hearty of a coven of sorcerers, if you like, the Thousand Suns, and things like pieces like Araman. With the blending on his cloak, and then again you've got the blue-green flame coming from his hands here, and I really like the crisp edge highlights on the raised parts of his robes.
Yeah.
They really pop, and the gold is it's a rich gold, but also it's not too yellow.
Yeah.
It's got like a reddish, almost reddish tinge to it, which gives it a nice bit of venom, in my opinion, which works really, really well. But yeah, it's an interesting scheme because you don't, as you say, you can't have the character in the individual Rubricae. That won't work. So you're always drawn to the sorcerers that lead each squad.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Big Beastie.
Big man.
Magnus the Red. Yeah, Big Mag. Magnus the Red. So this was a beautifully done miniature. Again, you know, I didn't give any direction. The artist came up with this. I've loved it's the touch of almost like cream ivory, which goes across the horns, and then in between the gold, you've got this like lighter. It's a silver, but it's tinged with gold.
Yeah.
You can see on the braces and the shoulder pieces, and on his breastplate and stomach plate there as well. And then of course you've just got that blue, subtle blue blending beneath the white,
yeah,
which creates a really nice depth to the white. Which again, you know, if you don't, a bit like black, can look really flat if you don't give it the right sorts of shades or the right sorts of highlights.
Yeah.
And then when you flicker out to those wings, going from the red with that grade, and it's got black coming through as well, which actually works really nice as a shade to make the spot colors out of these sort of runes that he has going on in his feathers. Yeah. Face is fantastic. The eye is focused, and he looks ready to unleash a deadly amount of psychic energy upon the world.
What's quite clever is that because the white on the robes doesn't really appear across the rest of the army.
No.
But it makes him stand out enough without him feeling misplaced.
Right.
The blue on the wings and the purple you'll see on all of the models down to the infantry. The purple you see on the robes of the sorcerers.
Yeah.
So he stands out enough in his own way, and it makes him very regal with all the white.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like it shouldn't be there. It still blends in enough. To
exactly, yeah. It makes him feel like the Primarch. He is the head of the Legion, as it were. But at the same time, yeah, he's got his own spot colours to make him stand out above all of the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the end, this again was quite a long project. This one was turned around in a few months. I did get 6 rhinos done. 3 predators, the 9 sorcerers, the Zangor, and the Enlightened on the discs as well as the Rubricae and the, of course, Scarab Occult Terminators. And yeah, I think as a uniformed army, it looks really, really good. Love the blue, love the yellow. Use the Tzeentch Tzeentch symbol, yellow transfers on the shoulder pads, which again is just another spot color to tie the rest of the force together and create points of interest. Yeah, pleased with how it turned out. So that's in the end, we've got the Nurgle, the Death Guard, the Thousand Suns, the blue of the Thousand Suns, and then of course the everlasting black and gold of the Black Legion, all painted by Siege Studios and all done to their silver standard. So if you're interested in a commission with Siege Studios, they do offer several tiers with their painting, which starts at bronze, then goes to silver, gold, and then finally platinum. We opted for the silver because we felt like the standard is like much higher than your average tabletop. Bronze is still better than most tabletop paint jobs, but silver is like plus. Whereas gold, you're looking at more display standard, and it starts to get a lot more expensive that way as well, and plus takes much more time. So if you're interested in picking yourself up an army from Siege Studios, or perhaps you'd like a little bespoke special piece, they've got a custom service where they do custom sculpting. My Lucius the Eternal was done there, which is really, really cool. And then you could get that painted at like a display standard or so forth. then use the link in our description below. You can hit them up, fill out their contact form, and they will give you a timely reply where they can give you a quote for whatever service it is that you are seeking. For now, hopefully you've enjoyed looking at this beautiful Thousand Suns force. That concludes the Colours of Chaos series here by Siege Studios. I've been Lawrence, you've been Beard, and we'll see you in the next video very soon.